The Hulk is one of the most popular and incredible Marvel superheroes created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. The gigantic green-skinned superhero made his first appearance in the comic The Incredible Hulk, released in 1962. Dr. Robert Bruce Banner is a physically weak, emotionally reserved, socially awkward physicist who accidentally exposed himself to gamma rays. And that accident gave birth to a giant form with limitless physical strength. The raging savage became one of the Avengers and is loved by all. But can you imagine something that could scare the mighty Hulk? No? Let us fill you with the grumpy superhero's secrets and share 10 things that scare him to the core. Before we begin, please take a moment to click on the like and subscribe buttons to support our channel. And now, let's get started with the video. Why is Hulk his own worst nightmare? After Dr. Banner's accidental exposure to gamma rays, he physically transformed into the Hulk whenever he faced emotional stress. He had no control over this transformation whatsoever. The confusion, rage, and panic, the aftermath of the transformation, often led to destructive rampages, adversely affecting Banner's social and civil life. The Hulk's strength is directly proportional to his rage. The angrier he gets, the more powerful he becomes. After the transformation, he is prone to causing pain and damage to those around him, even against his will. In Axis, Banner develops a new personality named Claw, who is bloodthirsty, aggressive, and cruel. So much so that even the Hulk is frightened by him. The Hulk fears his emotions and his rage, not wanting them to take complete control over him. He despises destruction, but it's not under his control. In World War Hulk, he becomes stronger than most immortals, and if his rage fully overtakes him, the destruction he could cause terrifies him. Both Banner and the Hulk desire to avoid suffering and pain, not only for themselves, but also for others. However, his actions after the transformation often contradict his intention, making him his own worst nightmare. In the movie Avengers, the Hulk's uncontrollable rage causes danger and conflict. Even when he tries to save his friends, he inadvertently causes harm. Thus, the Hulk strives to govern his emotions so that his powers can be beneficial rather than destructive. Why does betrayal haunt the Hulk so deeply? The Hulk has a primitive mind, making it hard to control his actions. His behavior is thus often impulsive. He does not give much thought to the consequences of his actions after his transformation. Unfortunately, this poses a danger to the people around him. They get afraid of his uncontrollable rage, and he becomes the center of everyone's suspicions. In New Avengers Illuminati, the Hulk created chaos and a climate of fear with his rampage. People he considered his friends got so afraid of him that they tricked him into stepping inside a spacecraft before launching him into space. These events led to Planet Hulk and World War Hulk. His friends realized they were doing wrong in betraying the Hulk's trust, but they were also worried for his and others' safety. They wanted to ensure the Hulk would not harm anybody or himself. He wasn't expecting this from his friends, and their actions deeply hurt him. His emotional and vulnerable side took a great blow from this incident. This was not the only time the Hulk faced betrayal. He valued friendship and hoped to be loved and accepted. Hence, betrayal is one of the things that scares the Hulk, and he tries to avoid it. Why is Hulk terrified of being separated from Banner? Bruce Banner and the Hulk have their identities connected at the core level. This connection is not only limited to the physical level, but Bruce's emotional state awakens the Hulk. They share a single consciousness. Banner remembers everything he has done after his transformation. The Hulk is a part of Banner's identity and personality, although he initially wants to suppress it. Banner fears the Hulk taking over. He is afraid of not gaining the control back. On the other hand, the Hulk fears that Banner will try to find a way to separate himself from the Hulk. He may also try to erase him completely from his life and perhaps existence. The Hulk's fear is not baseless. Since an Incredible Hulk in 2012, Banner approached Dr. Doom for help with the same. Later, Banner and Hulk realize that they have to accept each other. They have to overcome their fear of getting separated. And although they disapprove of some of the parts about each other, they have to reconcile for their survival. Why does the memory of Bruce's father still haunt the Hulk? Banner has an abusive past because of his father, Brian Banner. Banner has always been intelligent, but instead of feeling proud of his son, Brian sees him as a monster. Brian thought his son's unnatural intellect resulted from his own experiments. The traumatic experiences of his past led to the development of a dissociative identity disorder. It suppressed Banner's negative emotions, a survival tactic. Banner took a hard blow to his psyche when Brian killed his mother in a rage. Banner hates and fears his father at the same time. He is scared of becoming like him, and when he transformed into the Hulk, his fear became even more potent. The Hulk compares his rage and destructive nature with Banner's father's. Thus, the memories of Brian Banner's abuse and rage still haunt the Hulk. Why does Hulk fear losing control of his anger? Hulk smash. This famous catchphrase the Hulk uses defines his awareness of the consequences of his transformation. The primary reason the Hulk fears losing control of his anger is the catastrophic destruction that he can cause. When this rage exceeds a certain threshold, a new alter ego takes birth known as Claw. This manifestation of Hulk's anger is so devastating that even Hulk is afraid and tries to stop this monster from emerging. In Axis, Claw beats Hulk's attempts and takes complete control, unleashing his terror. Claw is an evil-minded and vicious monster that knows only hate. Unlike Hulk, Claw causes senseless destruction. The Hulk fears the aftermath of this destruction. He suffers through guilt, worthlessness, and embarrassment. And the most scary feeling for the Hulk is inflicting serious harm on people around him. The Hulk always tries to avoid losing control of his rage to prevent Claw's rise. Why does Hulk fear being alone forever? Although we can see the Hulk repeating, "Leave Hulk alone." That is the last thing he actually wants in life. The only purpose behind using this phrase is his attempt to avoid hurting others. Banner and the Hulk share another fear, being left alone forever. Banner's traumatic past made him socially awkward. He grew isolated and detached from the world. The Hulk feels the same since people fear his size and strength. When Hulk joined the Avengers, he hoped for a better chance. However, his unpredictable and uncontrollable rage makes it difficult for his companions to trust him. Despite Hulk's several attempts, he never feels he belongs. The betrayals and losing his loved ones fuel his fear of being alone. Since childhood, Banner has craved love and attention. And now Hulk, too, feels the same. He hates people suspecting and despising him for his appearance and rage. He feels like an outsider because of the way people treat him. His teammates treat the Hulk like a weapon, which never establishes a genuine connection between them. When Hulk's friends sent him into space to deal with his anger, Hulk's fear intensified. Why is the Maestro one of Hulk's most terrifying enemies? In Future Imperfect, the Hulk discovers his old self 90 years in the future. This alternative future version of the Hulk lives in dystopia, a post-nuclear wasteland. Maestro is a brutal tyrant and rules dystopia. He is more experienced, stronger, sadist, and ruthless than Hulk. Maestro is a deadly and forbidden combination of Banner's unnatural intelligence and the Hulk's boundless power. He is driven by the constant desire to prove his dominance. In the post-nuclear world, the Hulk is driven only by his rage, which is the only fuel behind his actions. But Maestro is cold and calculative in harming others. After facing Maestro, the Hulk fights with him with all his might. He calls Maestro a bluff for his threat to hurt innocents. But when Maestro indeed puts civilians' lives at risk, Banner, that is, the Hulk, realized the extent of Maestro's cruelty. He fears the monster he will become one day. Why does finding happiness scare the Hulk? Banner struggles with his emotions like anger, anxiety, and stress. These emotions trigger his transformation into the Hulk. Banner never transforms into the Hulk because of happiness. During Planet Hulk, he meets alien queen Kyra, and falls in love with her. For once, the Hulk feels loved. He treasured his bond with Kyra, who filled his world with hope and happiness. But when Kyra dies in a ship explosion, the Hulk is left with profound trauma and a sense of loss. This loss fuels his rage, again making him even more powerful. Suffering grief, the Hulk returns to Earth when his rage seems to know no bounds. This paved the way for World War Hulk. The tragic experience with Kyra and the unending loss her death left make the Hulk believe that love and happiness are fragile. He becomes afraid of joy because he thinks he will never find it, and even if he does, it will go away sooner than later. Why does Hulk fear hurting Betty Ross? The Hulk hates Banner and blames him for all his pain, while Banner hates the Hulk for his destruction and rage. Interestingly, the one person they both love is Elizabeth Ross. Because of his capability of destruction, the Hulk fears hurting Betty. She tries calming him with her love, which helps the Hulk tame his rage. The Hulk's genuine love for Betty makes him emotionally vulnerable. She also fills the void left by the lack of love in his childhood. He is always cautious of Betty's safety from outside forces, as well as from himself. None of the Hulk's enemies could hurt Betty, but tragically, the Hulk himself becomes the reason for her death. Despite the Hulk's attempts at avoiding hurting Betty, he fails to protect her from himself. Betty's continuous exposure to the Hulk and Banner leads to intense radiation poisoning that takes her life. This also highlights the dangerous consequences of the Hulk's existence that others face. Why did losing Jarella break the Hulk? The other woman the Hulk loved after Betty Ross is the queen of the subatomic world of Kai, Jarella. She has green skin like the Hulk and is a charming humanoid. After Jarella falls in love with the Hulk, she proclaims him as her husband. She is the only person who accepts Banner and the Hulk equally and at the same time. She accepts the Hulk unconditionally. When she comes to Earth with the Hulk, Crypto Man attacks them. The Hulk tries his best to defend her from the Crypto Man. However, Jarella dies while saving a child. Broken and shocked, the Hulk rampages and demands Doctor Strange resurrect Jarella, but the Hulk must accept the bitter truth. When Doctor Strange fails to do that, he has lost Jarella forever. Jarella's death is one of the very few moments where we can see tears in the Green Beast's eyes. The Hulk's fear of being happy proves itself here again. Why does Hulk fear the Red She-Hulk? The Hulk loves Betty Ross dearly. In Fall of the Hulks, the Hulk faces one of his greatest fears in the form of Red She-Hulk. Betty's transformation into Red She-Hulk is not natural or accidental, like Banner's transformation into the Hulk. The leader, and MODOK, manipulated and brainwashed Betty against her will for this transformation. When she stands against the Hulk, he tries to outwit her and asks all of his friends for aid. The Hulk believes that Betty must be alive, and his nemesis must have her caged somewhere. But when he discovers that she is, in fact, Red She-Hulk, he gets terrified. The Hulk is aware of the loss and pain his transformation has brought him. He has fought hard to gain some control over his powers, but Betty's recent transformation makes her inexperienced. He fears Betty may lose and harm herself and others due to her uncontrollable rage. Banner hoped to reconcile and rekindle their marriage, but things took a dramatic turn after Betty's transformation. Once, she was his love, but now she acts as an antagonist. The Hulk not only fears Betty hurting others and herself, but also her getting hurt while he tries to stop her. Marvelous verdict. As they say, even the strongest trees have their roots. Even those who appear powerful and invincible have insecurities and vulnerabilities they don't want to face. And the mighty superhero is no exception to that. In today's video, we explored Hulk's fears and shed light on his emotional and humane side, which is masked by his impulsive and aggressive personality. We hope you liked today's video. Let us know which topic we should explore next, and we will bring it to you immediately. We will see you in the next one.